Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to part 8 of awesome Flutter Firebase e-commerce app or food delivery app. So this will be last part of this series. After this video, you will have a fully functional food delivery app in your app bucket list. As you know, in this series we have covered setting up Firebase as our backend, designing stunning user interface, implementing secure user authentication, order tracking, payment processing, and many more. So do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming series. So now let's get started. But before moving to the code, let me show you what all things we will learn on today's video and how your app will look alike at the end of this video. So now let's move to the profile page, and in the profile page you can see the username at the top. So for now I have used a username which is my name Shivam Gupta, and here you can see the random username which I will just change now by using the Firebase storage, and just below of it you can see the username, his email, and will show the terms and condition of the app, delete account, so that user can delete the account of his profile, and logout button so that user can log out and directly move to the sign up page or onboarding page. Now when I will click to the image, then it will directly suggest me to pick the image from my phone gallery. So here I will select some random image, and now as you can see our image has been changed from the image that we have just choose from the gallery. So by this way user can upload their own image to the app and can save them in their profile. So we are saving this profile in the shared preference, which is our local database, and we are getting that link from the Firebase storage. Now let's move to the food cart page. In the food cart page you can see that user have added two food items in a food cart page. So at the top you can see the burger with a quantity 3 and a price of that 3 burgers, and just below of it you can see one more food item that have been added by the user which shows a quantity 2 and the total price. So just below of it you can see the total price of all the food items that have been shown in the food cart, which is $250. So it will take just few seconds to update the total price of the food items that have been shown in the food cart. Now when the user will click in the checkout button, then the amount that have been shown in the total price will directly deducted from his wallet. So here you can see the wallet money that the user have, which is $259. So when I will click to the checkout button, then you can see that there only $9 have been left in my wallet. So our app is working brilliantly and $250 have been directly deducted from our wallet and only $9 is left. So I will tell you each process to how to add the food items to the food cart and then show it to the food cart page by using the stream builder and Firestore database, and then I will also tell you how to use a checkout button and directly deduct the amount from the user's wallet. I have a small request from you. Please do not skip any of the process from this video because each and every step is necessary to get the end result that I have just shown you now. I wanted to share something interesting with you. I have noticed that while 95% of you are enjoying our content, but you haven't hit that subscribe button yet. Let's change that together. By subscribing, you will be joining the majority and becoming a part of our community. Do not miss out on any of the awesome videos we have planned. Hitting the subscribe button will keep you in the loop. Thanks to all our current subscriber, you rock, and the rest come on board, and let's make that 90% shrink. Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the more exciting content ahead. Now let's move to the code. So now let's move to the profile page, and here I will write scaffold. As I have shown you the profile page in the starting of the video where you can see the curve container at the top. So here in the stack I will first write container edge insert dot only left 40.0 and will give the padding from the top left and right position. Now we'll write height media query dot of context dot size dot height divide by 4.3. Now we'll give the width media query dot of context dot size dot width so that it can covers the complete width of the screen. Now in the decoration I will write box decoration and will first pass the color, so colors dot black. Now border radius dot vertical. I will give the border radius from the bottom, so I will use radius dot elliptical. The reason for writing radius dot elliptical is because radius dot elliptical help us to give the border radius from the x and y axis of the container. So it can help us to make a curvy container here. So as you can see here. So now I want to show the user's image here so that user can directly change the image from the profile page and can upload the image according to his choice. So here I will use some random pic for now from the images folder. Then we will connect it with a Firebase storage so that user can change the profile pic according to his choice. Now we'll write container and we'll give the margin edge insert dot only from top media query dot of context dot size dot height divide by 6.5. Now in the child I will write material elevation 10.0 and will give the border radius to the material widget. So border radius dot circular 60. Now child will use a clip react widget because as I have told you we'll use image dot asset here. So to give the border radius to the image we need to wrap up with a clip react widget, and then in the child we'll write image dot asset and we'll get the image from the images folder and we'll write exact image file name which will be boy.jpg, and in the height I will write 120 and width 120 and fit boxfit.cover. Now let's hot reload. So here you can see the image of the user. Now we need to center the image, so I will wrap up with the center. So here you can see the image of that specific user. Now padding edge inset dot only top 70.0 and we'll write child row children, and in the text I will pass the username here. So for an instance I am writing Shivam Gupta and will give the style to the text widget by using text style, and in the color I will write colors dot white and will give the font size and font weight. Now we need to center the text, so we'll wrap up with a center widget. So here you can see that if you wrap up the padding with a center widget then it will not work here because we have used a row widget here. We need to write main axis dot alignment dot center in the row widget so that we can center the text widget here. So here you can see that by using main axis alignment dot center in the row widget we can successfully center the username here. We'll also give the font family to Poppins. Now in the profile page, as I want to show the username at the first, then the email, then the terms and condition of the app and the delete and logout button. So first I will create a container and will give the margin. Now child, material and border radius dot circular 10, and will use a elevation 2.0. Now child again, and will use a container, and in the container widget I will write padding edge inset dot symmetric vertical 15.0 and horizontal 10.0. Now I will write decoration, box decoration, colors dot white, and will give the border radius. So we'll write border radius dot circular 10. Now in the container I will write child, row, children, and will use icons dot person. Now we'll give the color to the icon here, so which will be white. Now size box with 20.0, and we need a column widget here because as I have told you we will show the user name here. So first we'll show the name and then the user name here by using the column widget. Many of the users might be thinking that from where we will get the username in our profile page. If you are following this series from the starting, then you know that we keep on saving the data locally in the shared preference. So we have also saved the user name and the email in the shared preference. So we'll get the username from the shared preference. So here you can see the container. We have wrote all the things in the color white, so we need to change it to black. So it is done. Now we'll hot reload. Now I want to move the name and the username into the right side. So we'll write cross axis alignment dot start in the column widget. So it is done. Now we'll give the height from the top. So I'll use size box dot height 20.0. So we'll paste one more container below the name, and here we'll show the user email. As I told you that there will be a one more section named terms and condition, so that user can see all the terms and condition related to this app. Now we'll create two more buttons for delete and log out. So now let's move and we'll add the backend to our profile page. So we'll move to the shared preference.dart file, and here I will create one more string for the user profile key because I want to save the user profile URL in the user profile key, and then we can use that in our profile page. So we'll create one more save user profile function here, and will use a get user profile string to get the user profile pic, and will save it to the save user profile function. Now we'll also create a get user profile so that we can get the user profile URL in our profile page, and then we can use that in our app. So here I will create a string name profile name and email. So we'll get the user profile name and his email from the shared preference. So we'll create a get the shared pref function here, and we'll write async profile is equals to await shared preference helper dot get user profile. Now we'll also get the username. So we'll write name equals to await shared preference helper dot get username, and we'll do same for the email. Now we'll also write a set state function in the get shared preference function so that we can quickly rename all the strings that we'll get from the shared preference. We'll create on this load function, and in this function I will write again async await get the shared pref function, and we'll again use a set state. Now in the init state I will call the on this load function because I want that whenever the profile page loads, then it frequently calls all the details from the shared preferences. So let me explain you how I will upload the user profile pic here. So when the user will click to this image, then through the image picker we will pick the image from the gallery, and that image will be directly uploaded to the Firebase storage, and we will get the link of that image and will save that link of that image in the profile get user profile shared preference so that we can use the image again easily in our app. Though I have already created the image picker and a function to upload the user image from the admin panel if you have seen my last video of this series. So we'll copy the same function and we'll paste it in the profile page, and we'll just make some changes in the code. So we'll call the image picker function here, and for the file I will call dart.io, and we'll do same for the random and the Firebase storage. So we'll remove the map method because we didn't want to upload any of the user data to the Firestore database. We just need the link from the Firestore storage. So we'll write share preference helper dot save user profile, and we'll save the user profile from the download URL link, and we'll again use a await method. Now we'll write a set state. So if name is equals to null, then we'll show the circular progress indicator here, suggesting the user that it will take some time to get the name from the shared preference, and then it will show in the app. So if you don't write a circular progress indicator here, then it will frequently throws the error for just 1 and 2 seconds, and then it will show the name and the email and the profile of the user, so which will be not look good when the user are using the app. So if you show a circular progress indicator, then it will indicate that the data of the specific user has been loading, and it will show them in just few seconds. Now image, I will write if selected image is equals to null, then we'll wrap up with a gesture director to the image asset, and we'll call the image picker here. So we have got the image picker function in the get image function, so we'll call a get image function, and if the selected image is not null, then we'll show the image of that specific user. So we'll get the image from image.file function, and we'll get the selected image from there. So we'll write image.network because I want to first get the user profile where we are saving the user pic through the shared preference method, and if the profile is equals to null, then we'll show this asset image. So you are clear why I'm using the profile is equals to null here. So we'll get the image from the images folder. Now if profile is equals to null, then we'll show the random image of the user, and if there is a profile link of that specific user, then we'll use that image.network to show the user image here. And if the selected image is not null, then we'll show that through a image.file here. I hope that you won't found any complex to write image function here, because if you code with me, then you will get to know why I have used all this function in the user profile pic here. Now in the text we'll pass the username, which will get through the user name here. Now in the name we'll pass a name string where we are getting the username from the shared preference and the email. So it is done. So now let's run the app. So I will write first flutter clean, then flutter run to run the app. So let's click to the image. Now it opens a gallery of my phone where I can select the image through the image picker method, and you can see that it frequently changes the user image here. Now let's move to the other screen and we'll go back to the profile page again, so that we can see that if there our image is already present or not. So we can't get the image from the profile because I forgot to call the upload item here, so that we can save the user profile to the shared preference and to the Firebase storage. So do not forget to call the upload item function in the get image function. Though I forgot to call the upload item function here, so that I can't upload the user image to the Firebase storage. Now let's move to the our food cart page, where we'll show all the food items that we have already added in the user's cart from our last video. So we will show all the food items one by one, and then we'll show the total price of all that food that the user have been added to the cart. Then we'll allow the user to check out to the app, and the money will be directly deducted from their wallet, and they can successfully place the order for the complete food items. But before that, we need to also add the backend for our delete account and logout buttons. So let's move to the service folder and we'll create a new file name auth.dart, and we'll write class auth methods final firebase auth auth is equals to firebase auth.instance. Now we'll create a function named getCurrentUser. The reason for calling the getCurrentUser function is because as I want to show that if the user have been already authenticated in the app or not. So getCurrentUser will check that if the user have already authenticated in the app or not. Now we'll write future and we'll create a function named sign out, which will be added in our logout button, and we'll write async await now firebase auth dot instance dot sign out. So we have created a function for our logout button. Now let's move to the delete account button. So in the delete account button, we will delete the user data from the Firestore database. Though their data will be stored in the Firestore database, but their email ID and all the authentication method will be directly deleted from the authentication section that I've just shown you in the Firebase. So we'll write firebase auth dot instance dot current user. Through the current user, we will check that if the user have authenticated in the app or not. So if the user have been authenticated in the app, then we'll use a user.delete function to delete his profile from the app. So now let's move to the profile page again, and we'll wrap up our two buttons with a gesture director, and in the onTap method we'll write auth methods dot sign out for our logout button, and we'll call auth methods dot delete account for our delete account button. So it is done. We have successfully added the two backend for our logout and delete account button. Now let's move to the our food cart screen where I've just explained you how we are trying to add the backend for our food cart page. So we'll move to the order.dart file, but we'll copy the same app bar that we have just used in the wallet section. So we'll copy this material widget and we'll paste it inside the order.dart file. So we'll write scaffold, body, container, child, column, children, and we'll paste our material widget and we'll name the text widget to food cart. So here you can see the text. Now we'll give the margin from the top. Now we'll give the padding from the top. So we'll write padding edge inside dot only top 40.0, maybe 60.0. Now we'll rename to food cart. So here you can see the app bar. Now we'll create a container where we'll show the quantity of the food item, then the image of that specific food, and then the price and the name of that food. And just below of it, there will be the total price and the checkout button. So we'll write container, child, row, and in the row widget, I will create one more container, and in the child text I will show the quantity. So for and random I'm writing 2 here, and we'll use decoration, box decoration, border dot all. Now border radius dot circular 10. Now we'll give the height 70 and width 30, and we'll also wrap up a text widget with a center widget. So here you can see the container. We'll give the margin edge insert dot only left 20.0 and right 20.0. We'll also give the margin from the top, so we'll write top 20.0. Now we'll increase the width. Now I will get some random image of that food item from the images folder. So I will use image.asset food.jpg and will give the height 50 and width 50 and fit boxfit.cover. Though I will call all these details from the Firestore database from the user's cart, though I'm just creating the UI, then we'll use our stream builder to get all the food items in our food cart. Now we'll wrap up the image asset with a clip react widget. So border radius dot circular 60. Now decoration, box decoration, border radius dot circular 10. Now we'll wrap up a container with a material widget and will pass the same border radius to the material widget. And we'll give the size box from the top. So we'll write size box 20.0. Now we'll wrap a material widget with a container widget again because I want to also provide the margin to the material widget here. Now we'll give the elevation to the material widget which will be 5.0. Now we'll give the padding. So here I will show the food name, then the food price. So I will create a column widget, and in the column widget will first show the food name in our children. So we'll write text widget pizza and we'll give the styling by using the app widget class. Now we'll write cross axis alignment dot start to move the text to the start position. Now we'll give the width between the image and the text. Now we'll again copy this same text widget and we'll show the price of that specific food item. Basically, this will be a total price of that food item according to the quantity the user has been selected. We need to center this, so I will remove the cross axis alignment from the row. So it is done. Now let's move and we'll show a total price so that user can check out with a total price of that food cart. So here I will use a divider which will be the line just below the food items, and in the text I will write total price and will give the styling to the text by using the app widget class. Now we'll wrap up with a row and we'll write text and we'll show the total price of all the food items here. So we'll write 50.0 and we'll give the styling to this text widget. Now I want to provide the maximum space between the text and the price, so I will write main axis alignment dot space between. Now we'll give the padding from the left and right position, so we'll write edge inside dot only left 10.0 and right 10.0. We'll create a customized button for our food cart which will be the checkout. So I've created the button for our food cart. Now we'll give the height 20.0 so that I can provide the space between the total price and the checkout button. Now I want to move the total price and the checkout button to the bottom so that user can see all the food items first and then they can see the total price and the checkout button. So we'll use a spacer here and we'll give the margin so that I can provide some space from the bottom, though it get completely stuck with a bottom navigation bar. So now it's look good. Now let's call all the food items from the Firestore database where we have stored in the users collection. So instead of writing the stream builder function again and again, I will copy the stream builder function from our home.dart file and will paste it here and will rename the function to food cart and will create a function name stream food stream here. Now I'll copy the same container that I've just made for the UI and will paste it inside the stream builder function. So let's move to the Firebase and I will show you what collection will call in the food cart. So here you can see the users collection with a specific ID and the cart collection, and here you can see all the food items that will store in the food cart. So we'll basically show these two documents here. So we'll use our stream query snapshot to get all the food items from the cart. So we'll write get food cart function and we'll pass a specific user ID. So we'll write users collection dot doc and we'll pass the specific user ID. Then the collection cart where we have stored all the users food items dot snapshot. So now let's move to the order.dart file again and we'll call the this database function in our food stream. So first I will write string id because I need to get the user specific id from the shared preference. So we'll write get the shared pref async id equals to await shared preference helper dot get user id, and we'll use again a set state method. Now we'll create on the load so that it can frequently load when the app launches. So we'll first call the get the shared preference so that we can get the specific user ID. Then food stream equals to await database methods dot get food cart and will pass a specific user ID. Now set state again. Now in the init state, I will first call on the load function and will go to the container again and we'll call a food cart and we'll wrap up with a container and we'll give the height media query dot of context dot size divide by height divide by 2. So we need to hot restart it again to show all the details in our app from the Firebase. So after hot restart, you can see the two documents that we are getting from the Firestore database, but it is exact because we didn't call the specific document here. So we'll write image.network and in the DS we'll get the image of that specific food. So which will be this image. So we'll write DS image. Now food name. So we'll write DS name and the total price according to the user quantity. So we have called all the function from the document. Now we'll also call the quantity of the food item. So we'll call a quantity here. And we'll give the spacing between the two container. So let hot restart it again, and here you can see that we have successfully called all the food items that have been saved in the user card from the Firestore database. So here you can see the quantity 3, name, burger, and the total price 150. And the second document, which is also burger with quantity 2 and the total price 100. Now let's move to the total price, as I want to show the total price of that food items that have been showed in our food cart. So let's move to the total price, and here I will use one integer name total equals to 0, and we'll move to the document snapshot, and just below of it I will write total is equals to total plus ds total, where we can calculate all the quantity of that food items and will save in the total integer here. Now we'll call a total integer in our total price so that we can show the total amount of all the food items. Total.toString, because our total is in the form of integer, so we need to name it to toString, and we'll add a dollar sign. Now, as you can see that when I will hot reload, then it shows a total price of that food item, which is correct. So it shows 150 plus 100, which is a 250 in our total price. But it is not just the case, because as now I will hot restart and will move to the food cart, then it is just 0, because we are getting the total amount once the app shows all the food items in our food cart. So we need to set state it again as soon as the app calls all the food item here. So if I will hot reload, then it will show a 250 here, and hot restart and relaunches the app, then it will show us 0. So this is a problem that we need to fix. I hope that you understand what I'm talking about. So let hot restart it again, and here you can see 0 again, because it tell us to use a set state again, and rename the total price here. So to use a set state, we need to create a start timer function here, and in the timer function I will show the duration seconds 5, and will call a set state here. So let me explain you how this function will work. So if the user will call a food cart page, then the timer will works, and as soon as it completes the 5 seconds, then it call a set state function and reload this food cart page again, which help us to show the total price from 0 to the total that food items have been mentioned here. So in the init state, I will call a start timer function, hot restart it again, and as soon as I move to the food cart page, you can see that after just 5 seconds, it shows a total price automatically. We does not need to do any hot reload to show the total price here. I am decreasing it to 3. Now let's move to the cart again, and it shows total price 250 automatically again. So here it is working brilliantly, and it is showing the total price of our food items in just few seconds. So now let's move to the our checkout button. Now I want that when the user will click in the checkout button, then the money will be directly directed from his wallet. So let's move to the Firebase, and here you can see that we'll also reduce the wallet from the user's account. So we'll call a update user wallet function, which we have already created here, so that we can update the user wallet from this function. So we'll now wrap up a button with a gesture director, and in the onTap method. So we need to deduct the user wallet amount from the wallet that they have saved in the shared preference. So we'll call a user wallet from the shared preference helper method. Now in the checkout, I will write int amount is equals to int.parse and will parse the user wallet because wallet money is in the form of the string. So to deduct with a amount, we need to parse it to the int.parse function, which will change the wallet money to directly to the integer. Now we'll write minus int.parse total. Sorry, total is already in the form of int, so we'll don't need int.parse here. So I will write direct minus total here. So async await. Now we'll update the user amount to the Firestore database because I want to update as soon as the user check out and update the user wallet to the user section. We'll also save the user money in our shared preference. So it is done. Now let's hot restart, and when I'll click to the checkout button, then $250 will be directly deducted from our wallet and will update the database in our Firestore. So it changes to 1759. I think so it is deleting the huge amount here because, so let me check it again so that I can get the perfect idea. Now we'll click in the checkout button again. Now let's check. So 1259. Basically it is not deleting the $250 here. Basically it is deleting the double of 250, which is 500. So I think so we have used a set state method in our timer. That's why it is increasing the total price to 250 to 500. So one thing we need to do is that we need to create one more integer and first store the total amount before it uses a set state function here. So we'll write amount to and we'll store the total amount here. Then it can use a set state. Now hot restart it again. So here you can see that when I click to the checkout button, then it is deleting the $500 here. So when I will remove the total here and will write amount to and hot restart it again. Now let's click to the checkout button. So you can see that now it is deleting the $250, which is the correct amount that have been deleted from our wallet. So our checkout button is also working brilliantly, and we have also done a complete backend for our food cart page. Now let's check it again. Now I'll click in the checkout button and it is again deleting the correct amount, which is $250. So we have built the complete food delivery app from scratch. I hope that you love this series, though I've tried my best to explain you in the easiest way so that beginner can also understand the code. As you also know, we have already started the quiz app series, so you can also learn the quiz app. I have also seen many videos related to food delivery app on the YouTube, but none of them completed the series. But I have decided to complete this series so that I can provide you the fully functional app to my subscribers and viewers. I have a small request from you. Please show us some support by hitting that like button and subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming series and amazing content we upload on this channel. Until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.